Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen, fellow Australians. Just wanted to do a very quick video just to dispel some of the fear-mongering and division that is running rife across Facebook. We're seeing a lot of posts about Antifa is going to be at the protests, or there's going to be riots and there's going to be violence. Look, all I've got to say to that is we have got a wonderful movement in place for Australians to gather and get our country back peacefully, in light and in love and lawfully. So I just say, don't buy into all of this fear-mongering regarding this kind of rubbish. As we have said at previous protests, I will reiterate, we are there in love and light and peace and lawfully. So anyone that is going to, or has the intention to cause any kind of violence, be abusive or show aggression, it's not going to be tolerated, and you will be looked upon by everybody. You will stand out like dog's balls, shall we say, that you are troublemakers that are there to discredit an honourable movement to get our country back. And I would suggest that with all the facial recognition that is rife throughout Melbourne, you'll get picked up and get what you get if you're going to misbehave like that. So, you know, we're all tough Australians. We know how to live life and read circumstances. So if anyone sees any troublemakers or anything occurring, move away. Just move away. And I would estimate that out of the 98, or say 99% of people that are going to go there, there may be 98.9% of those that are there for the right reasons. So troublemakers, you're not welcome. I seriously don't think we're going to get that. I think it is just it's just an effort to deter people from going in. We've got a lot of big groups that have been taken down from Facebook. Lots and lots of them. Some of those groups have had 100,000, 50,000 members. This is a clear sign that the government is really concerned, which is great. The truth is getting out there and they are worried. So we're going to hear all kinds of rumours, and fear-mongering tactics are going to be put into place to try and deter people from coming into these wonderful gatherings on the 5th of September. It's all a go ahead, people, and I'm really looking forward to it, to get this up and running. I wanted to just say, Millions Rise is one of the larger groups that I am aware of that has been removed, and quite a few of the other branch off groups. Now, Millions Rise Australia is on Telegram. I will make sure I'll get some links and put them up for you. There's a lot of shit buckery going on, we know that for sure. But there is another group on Telegram that has decided to not only steal the name, but they've stolen the artwork. So the fake group, or the false group, is Millions Rise for Australia. This is not the correct group. This is not the original group. You need to look for Millions Rise Australia. 3 words. So I think that's pretty disgusting. Leading people astray. The government really are backpedaling. Scott Morrison's trying to get in the people's favour now by not supporting the Belt Road. Well, you know what, mate? It's too late. You had your opportunity. You had your opportunity months ago. We're going to see all kinds of, how can I say it, false little efforts to make the people think as though they're working in our favour now. We don't believe it for a minute. You have ruined this country over decades. So, Dishonourable Scott Morrison, you are also one of the main ones responsible for shutting our entire nation down for no reason. There is no medical or scientific evidence behind any of this. So, Scott Morrison, you were presented with a report. The Australian government was presented with a report from the Australian Strategic Policy Institute. This report was alerting you to the fact that the PCR tests were being used for the purpose of DNA collection, and they were then being sent back to China. Now that is major alarm bells, as we have also uncovered that with the WHO documentation, that these PCR tests and what they are testing for, it is the same. Is the coronavirus sequence in these documents is identical to chromosome 8 in our DNA. So, Scott Morrison, answer this. Why, if this is a major security issue, this is the major health issue. If these PCR tests are testing for our DNA, and in particular for chromosome 8, which is the chromosome that is responsible for brain development, intelligence, and for resistance to diseases, why would you then go out after you've been advised and alerted to this fact? Why would you go out and purchase 10 million PCR tests to have our DNA harvested and sent back to China? Why would you do that? Particularly when there was the rumours running around that the alleged COVID-19 originated in China. That's major shitfuckery, mate. You've got a lot to answer for. Daniel Andrews, can't wait to hear what comes out of your mouth on Sunday. Look, we're already aware of all your devious intentions. You'd already announced that you were going to try and lock us down for another 12 months. We're yet to see the logic with the numbers and the medical and scientific evidence as to how you even got a state of emergency in the first place. You then lied to get it in for a further 3 months. You've got no credibility, Daniel Andrews. You're an absolute piece of crap, shall we say. The whole lot of you need to stand down. I just want a lot of you sacked, charged and made accountable. You have done your best to instill fear in the people through use of the media. We've got signs all over our freeways. We have got it just coming out over the speakers, through shopping centres, through public transport, etc. It's crazy. It's absolutely crazy what's been going on in this country. And if someone had said to me a year ago, guess what, can you imagine that in a year's time we're going to be in curfew, you're not going to be allowed out after a certain hour, you're only going to be allowed to have an hour's exercise, only one person can leave the house to go shopping, schools are going to be closed down, businesses, sports, music, etc, 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 and it's all going to be closed down for an alleged disease that really has no scientific or medical evidence behind it. Would you have believed me if I said that? No, but it's exactly what's happened. Got to wake up, people. Got to wake up. This is a corrupt government that has sold us out to foreign interests. They have been doing so for decades. They do not work in our best interests. So, 5th of September is our wonderful, honourable movement, and I think it's very fitting in Melbourne in particular, at the Shrine, to honour and respect our forefathers. People, we are not crawling across beaches. We are not under the fire of rifles facing imminent death. We are simply walking and gathering in Melbourne at the Shrine. We need to toughen up. Don't be put off by these fear-mongering things. I mean, so what? If someone's going to cause trouble, walk away. Walk away. Point at them. We're all going to be there together in unity, in love and light and peace. Don't be afraid of getting a fine. They're all unlawful. The courts will be inundated, and the dishonourable Jill Hennessy has already stated that the majority of these fines, unless you've actually physically hurt someone, I would imagine, they're all going to be dropped. They are all unlawful. There is no there is no law upholding these fines. The government and the police have done their best to fool us into thinking that our human rights had been removed. And they've been successful not just with the fear-mongering of these directives, and the Chief Health Medical Officer's directives must be in line with the Charter of Human Rights and Responsibilities 2006, and they haven't been. And unfortunately, Victorian Police Corporation have been acting unlawfully, and they have been oppressing the people, and they are guilty and liable for indictable charges for what they have done. I personally don't know anyone who's got an order from the biosecurity officer to wear a mask and to isolate. I don't know of any deadly contagious disease here in Australia that the biosecurity officer could write an order out for asking someone to isolate. We need to keep in mind that even under the Biosecurity Act there, that requires people who have tested positive, who have been confirmed with a deadly contagious, which there is none, to be isolated, which is reinforcing the quarantine laws or rules, which are sick people isolate themselves, not healthy populations. They've done their best to run our immune systems down and make us sick, basically. So can I just put a call out to some of the other states there? There seems to be a little bit of confusion about where it is in Sydney. Just a call out, I guess, where there's confusion in other states. I know Sydney definitely has a bit of confusion about where you're meeting, and I think Perth as well. But God bless everyone, and see you on the 5th. Let's get our country back, make these criminals accountable.